I want to give out a huge spoiler alert to this episode. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Pillow Talk. This week we are talking about the latest episode of Doctor Who, which is Into the Dalek. Series 8, episode 2. Dibs, Axel, I believe, DBZ, Axel. It actually makes sense to me what your comment was. The fact that you mentioned that the reason why we call it a series now is not because it's, a British thing or whatever. It's more to do with the fact that the older episodes were known as seasons, so not to get confused, because otherwise this would be season 34 or whatever other number. But that totally makes sense to me, and I feel like when I read your comment, I was just like, ding, light bulb. But thank you for that. That was actually really cool information to have. The first thing I want to actually talk about is that the fact that this episode that we watched this week reminds me of the episode Dalek, back when Christopher Eccleston was the Doctor and Rose was the companion. And do you guys remember when they went into Henry Van Statten's, I guess it was like his museum collection place that he had his building, but they had the Dalek. So it just reminded me of that episode, because this week's episode, the Dalek was also held kind of against his will, where he was, he needed help. And then it also reminded me of Asylum of the Daleks, because this Dalek was kind of, I guess, crazy in a sense, where, he didn't believe what other Daleks believed in the beginning part of the episode. The next thing I want to talk about is Danny Pink. What do you guys think of Danny Pink? I feel like when I first saw that he was gonna be a new companion, I was like, oh great, like another Rory or like another Mickey Smith or something, and I was kind of, I don't know, I was like, I feel like it's kind of played out, but I actually like him. I think he seems nice as a character, I guess, and I feel like he seems troubled, and I think that with the fact that the Doctor doesn't like soldiers and he's a soldier, who knows, how do you guys think the Doctor is going to react to Danny Pink? Clearly we know he's going to become a companion, but I just wonder how that's all going to, be played out. Also, I think that Generally Coleman, or Clara, inside this episode was actually great. As well in the last episode, I know I said I didn't really, I'm not really too fond of her, but I think this season, I don't know what it is, I think she's actually taking on a stronger role of being the Doctor's companion. Like, for instance, this episode, oh my god, when she slapped him, that was like, I literally was just like, it was a crazy scene to me. There's a kitty here! Another person, actually, who I want to mention in this episode is Journey Blue. I think that she was awesome, and I would love to see more of Journey Blue inside this episode. Or not this episode, it's of this season. I think that, I don't know, she just seems like, a strong character, and I feel like she seems like she has a good soul to her, but she just is a soldier, and she has to listen to her orders or whatever. But I feel like I would have really liked to seen her, more in the future. Even if she's kind of like a reoccurring character, not necessarily a companion of the Doctor, but I really do like her. Also, Missy, oh my god, what is going on with Missy? I feel like, okay, so this is my theory. This is totally not, I never looked into this. I don't know. She definitely seems creepy to me and like an evil character. And I think a lot of us can agree on that. I think maybe she's maybe all the people who are going to this heaven or the promised land or whatever are people that the Doctor let die, I guess, because if you notice I forget the name of the person who died in this episode, but the soldier who died, I feel that the Doctor kind of just let that happen, whereas Matt Smith would kind of fight for that person, and I think that this Doctor, Peter Capaldi, is more accepting of people dying in order to save, people he cares about. But I think maybe, this is my theory, I'm thinking maybe Missy is gonna raise an army against Peter Capaldi or the Doctor. Alright, my cat's back there now. So what do you guys think? I really want to know your take on Missy, on Danny Pink. How do you think he's gonna be as a new companion? Do you like this episode? Or didn't you like this episode? I think Doctor Who's content is getting really good. Like, I think that their storyline is getting really good and really, I don't know, it's really drawn. I mean, I've always loved Doctor Who, and it's always kind of a show that's drawn me in, but I feel like these past couple of episodes have been like really intriguing and really suspenseful. So overall, I love it, and I don't want to say I love Peter Capaldi yet as a Doctor, but I definitely do really like him as a Doctor, and I think it's nice to see the Doctor with a different character. I do know he still cares about people, and he still, you know, has a heart, or two hearts, and I think that it's gonna take Clara for him to realize that, I think. So let me know down below, what do you think of this episode? What do you think of Danny Pink? What do you think of Missy? Who do you think she is? Let me know in the comments below. Who do you think that she is? Let me know also if you guys have any suggestions for for topics that you want to talk about in Pillow Talk. I know we're doing Doctor Who stuff, but I'm thinking maybe if there's a specific question that you want to answer each week, or maybe that's a good idea. Maybe if you guys post questions down below, I can answer them the following week. So, yeah. We'll see. We're gonna work this out together, you guys. This is gonna be a good thing. I know it, but I would love your input since you guys are the ones watching my video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like this episode of Pillow Talk. And don't forget to subscribe if you are a new person watching my videos. Thank you for watching. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye! Love you!